For those of you here at this time last week on Sunday, it was a lot different look. We had felt like a 15-round fight that we'd been through, and swimming and splashing and it was tough, because for an outdoor event, it's one thing to have bad weather during the event, but to have the grounds conditions we have was a challenge. And at that time, our commitment was it's not how it begins, but how it ends. In other words, we wanted to be sure people left feeling strong and positive about it for next year, and that's exactly what happened. This event is special for a lot of reasons. Number one, without question, in my 35 years as chairman, it's the most difficult conditions we've ever addressed, and that was a challenge. But everybody met the challenge. This event was successful for a lot of reasons. We'll have attendance numbers for you by the end of the day tomorrow. It was interesting to me in terms of the aircraft operations, or number of aircraft in a show plane. We're down over last year, which was a strong year, but we're up in every category but vintage. And vintage got hurt significantly because they're the largest category and they had the least amount of space available because of the soft grounds. But home builds was up, warbirds up, seaplanes up, and so forth. So it was very encouraging from that standpoint. What happened was people were contacting us last week and this time looking for reasons to come, to say, please tell us that you're open, that we're going to be able to, you'll accommodate us. And the effort was tremendous. If you travel around the greater Oshkosh area, you saw campers everywhere. From an entertainment standpoint, last night everybody's talked about the fact that we hit a home run, or at least that, it wasn't inside the park, it was truly a grand slam with the night air show. It was a great way to cap the event, and we're already talking about next year's night air show, and the theme's going to be stay late and feel the heat. And it was exciting last night. When that firewall went off in the middle of the night in the darkness, you could feel the heat, and it was exciting. And the announcers made an interesting comment. You know, they said they feel like they're at a Neil Diamond concert because you saw all the cell phones up there with taking pictures and stuff. And then they asked everybody to pull out their cell phone, and there was literally thousands of cell phones up and down the flight line. That from the air, it must have looked neat to look down and see the cell phones, from the ground looking up and seeing all the stars behind the fireworks. Yesterday was an example of the creative aspect of what has become known as AirVenture, creating something different and unique to build off of for the future. And that was a great example. But throughout the week, this event does more than just the air show, aircraft operations, exhibits, and so forth, which were very successful. And I'd like to share with you, for example, last year, which was a great year, we had 750 exhibitors. This year we had 777. So in a down economy, we were up. International visitors was up over 4% over last year. So a lot of positives. But some of the real positives came in the impact of this event on a year-round basis. This is a one-week event that lasts 365 days a year. This was a very special and important year for me, as I announced on Monday that a new president and CEO, Rod Hightower, will join us on September 7th. And Rod's from St. Louis, Missouri. Many had a chance to meet him. And it was a chance for Rod to meet a broad spectrum of the aviation community and the membership and vice versa. It's an opportunity for me to move into a new position, actually the same position I'm in, but with expanded ability to reach out and generate the resources that we need as an organization to expand our reach, to reach out to the community and so forth. So I'm excited about the opportunity of bringing somebody that will help in the transition. And Rod's a first-class individual that's been very well received throughout this week. So it was both very personal for me and very satisfying in terms of the success that we can gain this year. You know, do you come to something like this and say what people expect to hear, or do you say what is reality? And the reality is, this was a great convention, not just by the metrics and so forth, because if I look at the metrics, our attendance will not be as high as last year, and that's a reality. We couldn't get all the airplanes in the field, but we got on more than we expected. But it was a great convention because, as I said earlier, it ended strong, and that's what you can do, is build on it for the future. We overcame difficult circumstances. And what it did is it brought people together again. That's the reason they come to Oshkosh. They come to Oshkosh because of the people, not just the airplanes. So it's both the tangible and the intangible. So what we'll report out tomorrow on the attendance, it'll be a strong attendance. It'll be down slightly over last year, but not significant versus what it could have been. For those of you who arrive here by vehicle and come in off of Highway 44, and you come over the top of 41, you're used to looking at this whole sea of airplanes stretching on the north end of the airport. And on Monday morning when you came over there, you saw a sea of grass. Green, but grass. And I have to say, in my wildest dream, I would never thought that could have happened. And it did. But the fact of the matter is, we overcame it, and had a great week, and it speaks volumes for people's passion for aviation and the important role that Oshkosh plays in the aviation community. There was an interesting phrase. For those of you who might have seen in the newspaper earlier in the week, it said, "Welcome to Splashkosh." So we went from Oshkosh to Splashkosh, but the headline at the end of the week is the volunteers turned back from Splashkosh back to Oshkosh. And that's what people remember.
Aero-TV is brought to you by
Freedom through control. Cirrus has completely reinvented the personal aircraft and the entire experience of owning a personal aircraft. It's a bold new take on private aviation that we call Cirrus Flying 2.0. You set the schedule. You chart the course. You're in control.